The Epstein files finally dropped, and they are hotter than a $2 pistol. And here they are. The MAGA faithful were primed and puckered. Cash Money Patel was appointed Prince of the FBI. The stage was set. The lights were dimmed. It all appeared prepped to fire the Epstein files out into the ether. The divine justice might finally find the patrons of preteen pooper Party Island. But when our order at last arrived, we stood jaws agape as a gaggle of conservative influencers were paraded before the public, and in place of actual evidence, a 3-ring binder of BS we already knew. To translate to millennialese, nothing burger. No, not Ariana Grande's favorite restaurant. A great big double-decker dong sandwich when we were all expecting, exactly what you promised. Day 1 disclosure. Look, I'm a simple sort, the type who hears the Epstein files will be released on day 1 and naturally assumes this means the Epstein files will actually be released on day 1. Not Friday, not next Friday, not too fast too Friday, not at some nebulous point in the present epoch. Now! Nut wipe. But here's the thing. It really ain't Trump's fault, actually. He did exactly as much as he had the power to do. Give the Epstein release the grease lightning green light on day 1 of his presidency. Thanks to Matt Gaetz getting the heave-ho for this hoe, it was Pam Bondi's ball to drop. And like Elon's nads on a conservathought's chin, drop it they did. I guess Pam didn't get an email asking for 5 things she did last week. And so the binders were filled with names we already knew, some of which we're already aware were not criminally implicated in any way whatsoever, while the only juicy bits were covered in a great big black blob. So you're an expert on public relations, Pam. Neat. So's a porn star, but even they draw the line at screwing the public. But this ain't exactly an unfamiliar posture for peroxide Pam. Her gun control record has more red flags than a North Korean military funeral, and she pushed a bump stock ban before even the Orange Man. So I'm struggling mightily not to read too much into the fact that thus far the worst performing member of the Trump administration also happens to be the very same woman the Mono Party insisted Matt Gaetz be up and replaced with. Quite the coinky with a side of dink, darling, though this may not necessarily be entirely her fault either, at least not outside of the outright idiocy of the bass-ackward reveal itself. Scuttlebutt says several thousand Epstein pages were actually withheld from the report right under Pam's pantsuit by rogue elements within the FBI. And if so, as awkward as we might find the first act, it's entirely possible the second act will be more Empire Strikes Back than Electric Boogaloo. But make no mistake, this was the Guns N' Roses Chinese democracy of PR releases, and the 3-ring shit show that followed was profoundly avoidable. Look, your odometer may vary, but I remember thinking it lapsed into something of a circus around the time they made certain to invite the wall-eyed wizard himself, Mike the Drink Spike Thurnovich, whereupon he hoisted his Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper high above his monozygotic mug like he was brandishing Excalibur. Look, it's not because he isn't qualified, it's just kind of odd to see Mike Cernovich holding something other than a tranny's crank. Of course, even when you crack the binders open, you see more black bars than downtown Oakland. Most notably, the massage client list looks like Al-Qaeda crashed 2 planes into it. Every damn name done disappeared like the Rapture. Who knew Epstein Island was in the Bermuda Triangle? Granted, we already know at least one of the names, as we've already seen several leaked, apparently authentic photographs of Bill Clinton getting a statutory rubdown. But look, Bubba Bill being the mayor of Muff Island's about as surprising as a sunset. Everything about the Epstein saga and its aftermath holds water like a wiffle boat. Like, don't you just hate it when you're trying to hang yourself off a bunk bed a foot shorter than you are, then suddenly lurch forward due to an invisible force and break a shitload of bones in your neck that are nowhere near the noose, resulting in deep blue bruising consistent with homicidal strangulation? No one was more surprised by Jeffrey Epstein's suicide than Jeffrey Epstein. Color me crazy, but I figured out it was an orchestrated compromat op. Around the time I learned he was selling sex on the Virgin Islands. What's next? An all-black rap festival in Niger? Believe it or not, I am actually taking a wait and see approach here. Sure, the announcement shit the bed like Amber Heard on prune juice, but if there's even a little truth to the rumor that it also exposed agents in the FBI, hopefully before they fire the entire agency, one that ends in the prosecution of actual clients, I'll be there with bells on and mark the occasion annually. But I'm entirely too realistic to bet a single pubic hair on it. Please don't construe any of these statements with surprise, though, as I hate to say I told you so, but I don't, I do, and a ding-dong did. I said several years ago not to expect any revelatory epiphanies from the Epstein release as, and I quote, Epstein and Maxwell's customers not being prosecuted has nothing to do with secret societies or elaborate interweaving conspiracies. It's not sexy, but it's true. Powerful people are much more valuable to blackmailers while free than they are in prison. Behind bars, Tom Hanks is a heck of a lot less useful than he would be going full functionary at a federal fundraiser or filleting Fauci as he's slinging spiked proteins to the public, blissfully unaware they're all about to come down with a chronic case of the suddenlies. Must be nice. I, too, would love to engage in blackmail, backstabbing, and selling out America to foreign regimes, but, I mean, who wants to be arrested for impersonating an FBI agent? Until then, you're better off betting on WWE than an inbound Epstein expose, because at this point, Lindsey Graham will come out before the Epstein files. I'm Razor Fist. Godspeed! The more that you